Paez
Hey guys,
in just 2 rounds.
so I'm back to do some morning stretches today. Make us so can do, and yeah, let's get it. Just gonna loosen up a bit. I have leg swings, then some kicks, and some hip circles, and some lunges, and then some split practice. But I'm really tired today. I did get some good sleep, so that's good. But let's see. Sorry for my ashy ass knees. Get to it.
That was the moment people realized he was special. Fast forward, Naoya has gone on to
do 3 rounds
single-handedly
of
make
this
the
today.
league competition look like sparring partners, obliterating world champions like Jamie McDonnell, Juan Carlos Payano, and Emmanuel Rodriguez in a combined 4 rounds, earning him the nickname, the Monster. But these feats were the result of his methodical, disciplined training that he does daily. The information on Naoya Inoue's training methods is quite scarce, but from what I've seen, his training is simple yet insanely precise. He focuses on technical refinement and stamina, and his training is built for lactate threshold, which means working at 80 to 90% of max heart rate. So quickly, what is lactate threshold? Think of it like this. It's the point where your muscles start burning and you feel like you need to slow down. The higher your lactate threshold, the longer you can push hard without getting tired. That's why this style is for those chasing peak performance. But that's also because Naoya uses biomechanical factors as leverage, which means his compact frame provides an edge as he burns less energy per movement compared to taller fighters. Therefore, this influences the way he trains and fights for better stamina and endurance. However, Inoue also complements this with explosive drills like sprints and sledgehammer swings to fire up those fast twitch muscle fibers. That's why he seems to easily switch between explosiveness and endurance-based stamina during a match, packing devastating power without gassing out. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If so, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's continue. His training routine covers the fundamentals in boxing, along with strength and conditioning, with a combination of fast twitch work plus endurance drills, so he has a massive advantage for over 12 rounds. I'll break everything down in detail, but first, here's a quick look at his daily routine. Naoya trains 3 times a day, in the early morning, late morning, and afternoon. The early morning session, he'd go for a run or jog. Then, later in the morning, it's straight into boxing drills, including the heavy
swings
back,
and the
pad work, and
kicks, and with
surprisingly,
the
lots of
circles.
sparring. In the afternoon, it's a mix of strength circuits and conditioning. Inoue would do each session from 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes 2 hours. Depending on the day, he would train moderately or increase the intensity, such as before a fight. For example, in preparation for his match with Paul Butler, he doubled down on aggressive exercises to match Butler's endurance-focused style. He likely worked more on explosiveness there, at the cost of stamina. Alright, now let's break down the Monster's training methods in detail. For cardio, Inoue focuses on efficiency. He starts his day with road work, steady jogging for 30 to 60 minutes. Like many elite athletes, running in the morning is a key part of his conditioning as this builds that aerobic base, so you can go round after round without slowing down. He would also jump rope or hit the stationary bike. So this pretty much covers up the morning workout. Nothing crazy, just the fundamentals. But that's not all. For cardio, he would also do sprints, sometimes on the beach with the uneven ground. He does short bursts, going all out for 20 to 30 seconds, then going easier for 30 to 60 seconds, repeating for a couple more rounds. He also trains resistance sprints, either by gravity or added load. One of his methods is sprinting upstairs, which burns a lot of fat. While regular sprints are great for fast twitch, running with incline makes your legs work harder, therefore increasing strength and power. But another way to train with resistance sprints is with the help of increasing load. He'd have a resistance band over his waist and with the help of a partner, sprint for 10 to 20 meters. This exercise increases speed and acceleration for explosiveness because as your conditioning gets stronger, you perform the techniques better when there's no resistance. These sessions usually last 30 to 60 minutes since this not only boosts his stamina but also conditions his body for the high intensity demands of a fight. Alright, next up, it's time for the late morning session. Inoue would refine his techniques for long rounds. We're talking about 1 or 2 hours of high-quality drilling. This is the cornerstone of Inoue's technical mastery. There's footage of him doing drill sessions including pad work for speed and accuracy, heavy bag sessions for power, and shadow boxing to perfect his footwork and combinations. Let's break them down one by one, starting off with pad work. Naoya works with his father and trainer on the mitts. He focuses on throwing crisp, sometimes unorthodox combos, such as jabs to the head, followed by hooks to the body. If you analyze his movement, you can see how each punch lands cleanly and fast, much to his intentional fighting style. He'd repeat the same movements over and over to the point it comes naturally during fight night. Then, he'd do heavy bag work to build that punching power. He often works from a wide stance because this improves stability and balance while throwing explosive punches. You can practice his drills by throwing 3 to 4 punch combos, mixing up body and head shots. But if you have no bag at home, you can do shadow boxing instead. Optionally, pick some small weights, dumbbells, or even a water bottle as you throw punches to build muscle endurance. Speaking of shadow boxing, Naoya does a lot of it. He would do short bursts of 10 to 20 seconds in high intensity to refine his unreal hand speed. But Inoue would also practice in front of a mirror to check his form and technique. This is a great way to improve your fundamentals without any equipment. Apart from that, he's been seen doing technical work like the punch shield, which is very much like combining the heavy bag with the punch mitt, since the heavier mass makes it easier to absorb powerful punches along with the mobility of the punch mitt. Next up, sparring. Unlike many boxers, Inoue would practice with lots of sparring. He usually goes 8 to 10 rounds per session, and since each round is 3 minutes, that's 24 to 30 minutes of live sparring in a single session. But he also does it multiple times a week, even when he's not gearing up for a fight. That's because Inoue sees sparring as the closest thing to an actual fight. It keeps him sharp, lets him make real-time adjustments, and acts as a constant feedback loop. You can see this in his fights. He's always 2 steps ahead, reading his opponent's next move before they even throw it. Then, he pivots, lands clean shots, and avoids wasting energy. Inoue often picks high-level partners during his sparring. He's been seen practicing with bantamweight elites from Mexico and the Philippines to simulate different styles and challenges. This is where he fine-tunes his timing, movement, and unpredictability, all the things that make him a nightmare in the ring. Okay, now we're going to take a look at Inoue's strength and conditioning. These sessions are made to build functional strength, explosive power, and endurance, all while keeping things simple and effective. His routine is a mix of bodyweight exercises and other more unconventional methods. So let's break it down, starting off with pull-ups. Inoue would do pull-ups to build upper body strength and grip endurance. I didn't find the exact amount of sets, but from this video, he easily does 10 consecutive pull-ups. Next, he moves on to prone arm sweeps, lying face down, lifting his chest, and sweeping his arms up and down. He does about 5 reps, rests for 3 to 5 seconds, and repeats for several rounds. This drill strengthens his upper back and rear deltoids for proper posture and power transfer during fights. But Naoya also does woodcutter-style exercises, just like the old-school boxers, except instead of chopping wood, he swings a sledgehammer against a tire. This drill targets the core and obliques for rotational power. Then, he hits battle ropes, using high-intensity drills to build shoulder endurance and explosiveness. This also improves cardiovascular fitness while keeping his shoulders strong and resilient for long fights.
It is like Christy Banks seniors call Christy Bank. And yeah, I've been watching that recently. It's pretty good. Tell yourself you're brilliant.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now I understand 1 or 2, or maybe 3 or 4 of you have questions on relationships. Well, let's just get it straight. I was able to find my soulmate. What does that mean? Well, I want to see whether I can actually give you some tips to actually see through this very, very, very important aspect of our lives. So, let's have you.
Hi Chris, this is John Hanna from Edinburgh. How do I get women to love me back?
The answer is pretty simple, but there's more to this than what meets the eye. So I take it you don't have a great deal of confidence in yourself, and so start lying to yourself. Tell yourself you're brilliant. Tell yourself 100 times in the morning, you're brilliant, I'm brilliant, I'm brilliant, I'm brilliant, I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. I'm just brilliant, you know. But I'm brilliant. 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 I'm just brilliant. I'm just so brilliant. What do I do? You know, everywhere I look, I'm brilliant. Yes. Do what I just did and do it every day until it becomes second nature. You'll feel weird doing it sometimes. Don't worry about that. No one's watching. Only you. Tell yourself you are beautiful. Irrespective of what you think, irrespective of what your reality is showing you, everybody is beautiful. Everyone. You just have to keep on telling yourself this until you believe it. Tell your spirit that you're magnificent, you're wonderful, you're buoyant. Tell your spirit that you're happy. Lie to yourself if you're not. Lie to yourself. And if you keep on doing that, it will become real. Your spirit will eventually pass it over to your ego. And then you'll understand, to make a woman love you is to just be yourself. Be your own man. Do what is right for you. Be kind to others. Be patient with others. You know, don't envy others. Or to make a woman love you, be your own man.
Hey Chris, I'm a very big fan of everything you do, but I was also wondering if you could give me some advice on what to say and how to act at my best friend's wedding. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, if you're the best man, or if you're speaking on behalf of the newlyweds, then what you would say, I guess it's a poem. Do not try to find something from your own experience, because it sounds like you may not have been paying attention to, how the heart flutters between man and woman in marriage. The best is to just find a simple poem. It doesn't have to be exotic, short and sweet, and then leave the stage. Of course, if you want to add a little spice, sing. Be spontaneous, but make sure you practice beforehand. My name is Christopher Livingston Eubank.
Well, Chris, greetings from the west coast of Ireland. I have a friend of mine who's going to become a father for the first time in the coming months. I'd love to hear your advice, and I'm sure he'd appreciate it from a man of your stature. Thanks.
Bring that child up under the rules of the righteous. You would teach your child to honor father and mother, that you shouldn't steal, you certainly shouldn't harm anything or anyone. You don't put other people in front of you. You don't put any other person in front of you. You put you first. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a selfish way. I mean, you put your spirit first. And homeschool your child with poetry. And have your child memorize poetry. And do not think, please do not think, that because your baby is 6 months, that your baby doesn't know anything. Start teaching them at 6 months, 3 months. Start teaching them as quickly as you can. Don't leave it to a nursery. You speak to your child. Speak while your child is sleeping. Speak to your child. Tell them that they're magnificent. Always treat your child as though they are special, beautiful, incredible. Do this when they're sleeping and act this way. And remember this, a child is watching you unconsciously. However you treat the mother is what you're putting into the child. So love the mother and the child will love you.
Alright guys, that was the best I could give today. Hopefully the next video I can give better. See you later.